Hello, and welcome to Your Journey Yoga. I'm Cheryl. Thanks for joining me today. I wanted to spend some time today on the mat, floor work, just going over some stretches. Had a lot of people just in the last several weeks that have been dealing with some piriformis tightness and pain. So wanted to go over some stretches and some yoga poses that might help alleviate some of that pain and to get you to a place where you're feeling a little bit better. Generally speaking, I always like to say, so intensity levels, and if anything ever causes you more pain or pain in general, so if you're already starting out at like a level 5, 6, 7, 8 in the pain scale, best thing is ice and heat, rest, gentle stretches. Nothing over the top, nothing too strenuous. So depending upon where you are on that intensity scale, anti-inflammatory, ice is always great for that too. But just really listen to your body. So if you're feeling like, wow, this isn't helping, this is making things a little bit worse, back off. So sometimes it's just you need rest and a little bit of mobility just to keep the joints loose and that kind of thing. So with that being said, if you're on the lower end of the spectrum, but you're still having some pain with that piriformis, listen to your body as you're in the pose. Biggest thing is breathe while you're in the pose. And if you're finding yourself where you kind of like sucks your breath away, that's a good indication that you're a little too deep too. So first one is just sitting cross-legged. So sometimes it's referred to as easy pose. For some people, it's not that easy. So listen to your body. You can always make it a little less intense by opening up the feet to butterfly. You can uncrisscross those legs a little bit. You can have the knees up. You can use bolsters or blocks to help support the knees as they come down a little bit to get into those hips. So lots of variations. I mean, you can support with your arms. This is actually great because you're actually activating your bicep muscles and the chest, helping to support those legs, and then you can just gently ease them open as you sit up nice and tall. The next would be to come forward. So as you walk the hands forward, each step you take is going to be a little bit more of an intense stretch for those hips and for that piriformis. So you can walk the hands all the way out. One of my very favorites, love, is to walk the hands from one side to the other and reaching out and across. So this is an amazing stretch all the way through the side, through the back, into the hip. Great stretch for that lower back. A little release for your head and that neck as you let your head come down. And then, of course, you would walk through. So anything you do on one side, you definitely want to do on the other side. Not that you're going to walk around in circles all the time, but just in general, just to keep yourself in balance and to keep that mobility even on each side. That's our goal. Mobility even on each side. Take that with a grain of salt and a sense of humor. Because yes, we have one side that we prefer, and then bringing it back to center and relax. So yeah, definitely if you prefer one side over the other, you're in good company. And then just slowly walk your hands back up. So as we come back up, next stretch we have is we're going to take that right foot. We're going to tuck it underneath us. And we're going to cross either to the foot to the top of the, or the bottom of the knee, kind of top of the shin, or cross to the outside of your leg. So this seated cross-legged position, we're going to sit up nice and tall. So what you want to focus on is that left hip. Is it connected to the floor, or are you having to lean over a little bit? So we want to promote good posture and work to get both sit bones down. Now that's going to be a little bit more interesting and a little bit more intense. So if you need to shift the foot, shift it. So we're working towards getting that hip down and keeping the tall posture. I'm just using the hands here for support, no tension in your neck or your shoulders. So we're really trying to keep that focus through the hip. Sitting up nice and tall. Now from here, if it feels pretty good, you can pull the knee in towards the chest, or you can choose to wrap your elbow around the outside of your knee and pull that knee in. So I want you to be mindful of what your upper body is doing. As we get that more intensity going on through the hip, you're going to have a tendency to kind of hollow out through your tummy and your chest. We want to sit up nice and tall. Again, everything we can do to promote good posture. And then lastly, we're going to turn our gaze kind of back out over that back shoulder. Just finding your breath. So we've got a lot of things going on here. That spinal twist, that stretch in the hip, the length in the spine, and really important, as you rotate through the spine, you want to make yourself as tall as you can so that we don't have those vertebrae stacking on one on top of the other and kind of pressing on each other as you twist. That can be not so great for your discs and for the nerves in the spine. So we want to lengthen and create a little bit of space as much as we can before that rotation happens. So keeping that length in the spine before you rotate. Breathe. And then just slowly release it back. And of course, we did this on one side, so yep, we're doing it on the other. So we bring that foot, that right foot, to the top of the shin, kind of base of the knee, or crossing, sitting up nice and tall. So find that posture. Sit up tall, not an arch of the back, nothing over the top, okay? So it's really just sitting up nice and tall. What do you feel? So do we have that right hip? Is it connected to the floor? Are we having to lean over and you see that sway in the spine, that C shape? We want to work to get rid of that as best we can and sit up tall. Shoulders are soft, no tension in the neck or the shoulders. Next step, do we want to pull with the arms? So feeling that strength and adding in biceps. Yeah, this is great. So you can actually get stronger at the same time as getting more flexible, more limber. Now, if you like, we're going to wrap that elbow around the knee, pull it in nice and tight. So feel how that influences the stretch. Now, you might feel this even on the left side, since we just did a little bit of a hip stretch here. It might still be talking to you. Is it a good talk? Is it yelling? Okay, so be mindful and be nice to yourself. And then slowly, slowly take your gaze to the back. Again, we got that length right before that rotation. Find your breath. So particularly if you have discs that you're having issues with already, really work on getting that length in the spine before that rotation. And then slowly release. So as we work that piriformis, it's about lifting and crossing. So we are trying to lengthen the muscle. We are trying to create space in the joint and then getting that rotation. Let's open up those knees just a little bit to butterfly. Sitting up nice and tall. So just notice, little flap your wings in the butterfly and just notice those hips. Okay, and then just rock side to side. See how that feels. Should feel pretty good. Awesome. Now we're going to come down onto the back. Feet up by your bottom. Hands just down by your sides. And we're going to cross that left foot over the right leg. And we're going to press that left knee out and away from us. Now we're going to slowly draw that left foot to the floor. So working to get the sole of the foot to the mat. It may or may not happen. And either way, that's just fine. So if the sole of the foot will touch the floor, great. If not, no worries. We're letting that knee just come over. And we're going to press that left knee kind of out and away from us. So now you're going to start to feel kind of all the way down through the back, through the hip, down that IT band, to the outside of the leg. So that piriformis needs some love, guys. If that's too intense, don't push quite so hard with the knee. Just let that hip cross. Breathe. Now your arms, just wherever it's comfortable for you, you can have them out to a T, you can have them down by your sides. We're working to get the chest open to the sky as we draw that left foot over. And then slowly, slowly, come back up. From here, if it feels right, you can draw the knees in and reach that left hand through your little window, interlacing your fingers behind that right thigh, and give it a pull in. Now nestle those shoulders down against the mat. And you're just working to relax through the neck, through the face, finding that breath. So this figure 4, really nice for the hip. If you like, you can extend that right leg And work in the stretch for that right hamstring and calf by flexing your foot. Again, those shoulders are nestled down, no tension in the neck or the shoulders. Bending that right knee and placing that foot back down. Now uncross the foot and cross the right foot just above that left knee. Again, hands wherever you want them to be. Out to a T, down by your sides. We're going to press that right knee out and away and then slowly lower both knees to the left. Sole of the foot coming to the mat just as best you can. It may or may not come down. So this depends, flexibility in your spine, flexibility in that piriformis, in the hips, flexibility in the shoulders. So there's a lot of things going on here that might limit how far you twist. Just again, listen to your body. And as you press that right knee out away, yep, you're going to influence that stretch even more. Just be nice. If it needs to be soft, be soft. If you can press it away, press it away. And we're going to hold these stretches somewhere between 3 and 7 breaths. So obviously the longer you hold the stretch, it's going to gain intensity. However, sometimes it actually lets that intensity go. Your body figures out that you're not going to push too far, too fast, and it just lets itself relax. Now slowly draw those knees back up. Keeping that right foot above the left knee, pull your knees in towards your chest. Reach that right hand through that little window. Interlace your fingers behind that left thigh and use the strength of the arms to pull those knees in. Shoulders down and away from the ears. And again, we can add that hamstring stretch if you like. Extending that left leg and flex your foot. So really influenced in the stretch is how much you want to pull with those arms. And again, added benefit is we just get to intensify and activate those biceps, the upper and middle back, the shoulders, drawing those legs in. So we're getting some strength for the muscles as well as getting that length and that stretch. Slowly bending that left knee. Slowly release your hands. Foot down to the mat. Another foot down to the mat. Draw your knees in towards your chest and rock it up. Now we come back to that cross-legged position. Does it feel any different? Hopefully the hips have given a little bit room here. And we've created some space. We've let go of some of the tension that we're holding in that piriformis. Hopefully it's feeling a lot better. One more little test. Walk those hands forward. Extending those arms out nice and long. Relax the weight of your head. Breathe. And walking those hands back up. Sitting up nice and tall. I hope that helps. Just a brief video, a couple good stretches. I will offer some other ones in some other videos. So if you want to check in, cow face pose is a great pose. And I will break that down a little bit further and how to get in and get out of that one as well. So legs up the wall, fantastic stretch. I will go into that one as well. That's a wonderful thing for just everything about life, your body, your back, nervous system, just mental health, all of it. So we'll break that one down as well today. So look for that, cow face pose and legs up the wall. Those are always fantastic. And in the meantime, I hope that you have an amazing rest of your day. I hope your body, your mind, your spirit, your breath are all finding a place of peace and balance. Until the next time we meet, the light in me honors the light in you, which means namaste.